Hi, my name is Lee Balcom, and on a daily basis, I work with people who are trying to save their marriage, and I want to help you do that today. I want to help you start doing that right now by learning about some things you need to avoid in order to save your marriage. We get often focused on what we need to do to save our marriage, and we forget that there are mistakes that we can make that actually get in our way of the possibility of saving our marriage. So we want to talk about that some today. I want to share with you some of my thoughts about some things that you need to avoid if you want to save your marriage. So join me now as I share that information with you. Right now we want to focus on some things you do not want to do if you want to save your marriage. These are the kind of the basic ideas of how to make sure that you're doing everything you can to save your marriage in ways that will let you recover as quickly as possible. In other words, how to not get yourself into trouble. And there is one big major issue we have to look out for here. Number one issue that you have to face is you. You are the biggest stumbling block to recovery, at least in what you can do in this whole process. You see, when we have these marriage crises, sometimes we get caught in panic. In fact, there are a couple of things we get caught in: panic and fear. And whenever we're caught in panic and fear, we have several different reactions to that feeling. If we're not careful, if we don't watch what we're doing, panic and fear can lead us to get into a process that is called begging. Begging the person not to walk out the door, begging the person to stay, begging the person to give you a second chance. All that begging only leads the person to want to pull further and further away. So we have to avoid that begging and its cousin, pleading. Begging and pleading, those two pieces just begin to rip at the person and only prove to them of why they need to leave this relationship. So even though you have that sense of panic and fear, you have to avoid the begging, the pleading, and the anger that often comes out of that. And in fact, here's some things that you definitely do not want to do. The first one is don't beg, don't plead, or otherwise try to convince your spouse to stay. That includes trying to manipulate them, trying to force them, trying to use reverse psychology, trying to make them jealous, lots of other things that you might have heard or read. Don't do that. All of that is the same. It's manipulation, and begging, pleading, and manipulating always leave the other person even more convinced of why they need to get out of the situation. The next thing is to not react with anger. I've seen so many cases where the person has said, I need to be out of this relationship, and their spouse has reacted with such anger that it only sped the process along. And I've seen people who've been hit, who've had things thrown at them, who've been cussed at, who've been called names, only proving to them that the situation is completely untenable, only proving that they have to get out of the relationship right then. So don't beg, plead, otherwise try to convince, and don't react with anger. After that, don't seek revenge. That means don't pull money out of accounts, don't go and have an affair, don't go and date somebody, don't go and rip up somebody's car. Don't do these things that often we feel like we want to do to take revenge. Don't say, okay, then I'm going to go get an attorney right now and file just because you've hurt my feelings. Don't do the things that can lead to further damage to the possibility of recovery. Another one is don't tell everyone. Now, I didn't say not to tell anyone. You want to choose somebody that you can trust to let them know what's going on with you so that you can have support. But when you tell everyone, that creates several problems. One is when you tell everyone, there's no reason for the person to come back. They've already gone out and done something that even if they didn't agree with in the beginning, now it's been justified because their whole community is now looking at them as someone who's left. The second thing is, if you do recover the marriage, then that person is stuck having all these people looking at them knowing that they were leaving. So if you tell family and friends, what do they do the next time they're with them after you've recovered your relationship? They suddenly have nowhere to go. So don't tell everyone what's going on. Keep it a little quiet. Find someone you can trust. Find someone who can give you support. But don't tell the world that your marriage is in trouble. And finally, don't do nothing. I know it's a double negative, but don't do nothing. Don't find yourself frozen in place, unable to move one way or the other. One is that reacting with anger or pleading. That's the kind of the fight piece, but this is the flight piece where you just kind of don't do anything. And I can tell you from watching person after person, marriages in trouble do not stay at a constant place. They either start getting better or they get worse. And if you do nothing, they will get worse. Now, those are the things not to do. If you want to know what to do, I would like you to do this. I want you to do one simple thing right now. keep reading. Keep reading the material I've given you. Look for other materials that's on this page so that you can begin the process of saving your marriage.